Hi, I'm Attila Seress, and you're watching ThinkTech Friday. Well, we have a very interesting show. Today, we actually had the Holiday Tech Show. So we're taking a break from our usual series, NVT, which is our next big thing. So be sure to tune in next Friday, and we'll continue our series, and we'll have some fun, interesting personalities to share with you then. But before we jump into the Holiday Tech Show, we have with us Omar Sultan with Sultan Ventures. And we're here to talk just for a few minutes about the upcoming VC Summit, which is next week.
Next week, Wednesday, yep.
So thanks for joining us on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And so tell me a little bit about what is the VC Summit? Why should I be interested in going?
Sure. So the VC Summit is kind of the capstone event of the year in terms of all things entrepreneurial related, startups, investments. And on December 4th, next week, Wednesday, we're having the VC Summit and Startup Paradise Demo Day. So what that's going to entail is a bunch of workshops during the day. We're going to have a crowdfunding workshop in the morning. We're bringing in a crowdfunding guru from New York to talk about all things crowdfunding, whether it's equity-based, rewards-based, or a mixture of the two. We're going to have a keynote speaker from Google Ventures, Don Dodge. He'll come. We've heard he's a phenomenal speaker, and so we're really excited and fortunate to have him come out to Hawaii and talk about things that are going on in the VC industry and latest trends, etc. We're actually going to have a Startup Paradise panel. So if you haven't heard already, there's a big initiative going on in the state. It's called Startup Paradise Initiative. So basically, like in California, they have Silicon Valley. In the Midwest, they have Silicon Prairie. LA, it's Silicon Beach. So here we thought, how can we brand Hawaii as a paradise for startups? And we thought, what better way than to use those two exact terms? And so we have this whole Startup Paradise brand and initiative that we're helping kick off in the state. And so there'll be a discussion around that.
So lots of money coming into the state.
Yep.
For startup entrepreneurs, right?
Yes.
Is that the point behind this, to attract them from the mainland to come here and try their...
Well, it's a community building event, right? So we're bringing people from the mainland, we're bringing people locally, obviously, and it's really to kind of help continue to spur innovation and entrepreneurship here in the state. And so actually the second half of the day, we're going to have demo day pitches with 7 teams out of Blue startups that are graduating from their second cohort. And then we'll have 4 teams that are actually entering the Energy Accelerator starting in January. So they'll be pitching. So about 11 pitches total. Do
you have any pitches coming in from anywhere other than Blue startups in the energy group?
No, only those 2 accelerators will be pitching because it's our demo day, right?
So it's their demo day.
It's the Hawaii demo day, right, for the 2 local accelerators.
Now, do you think that maybe next year we'd have some startups maybe from the Innovation Center or from these other?
Absolutely. Yeah, the more the merrier.
Oh, that'd be fun. So who are you looking forward to seeing?
At the event? Mm-hmm. Definitely interested in crowdfunding. Both my brother Tarek and I are very, very interested in crowdfunding, and I think it's a great way for entrepreneurs and startups to raise money, done smartly, obviously. I'm also really interested in seeing the keynote, Don Dodge speak. As I said, he's supposed to be a great, great speaker, and so we're really excited to hear what his thoughts are on what's happening both at Google Ventures and in the VC industry.
Google Ventures? What's going on in Google Ventures?
Oh, a whole bunch of stuff.
Tell me, this is your industry, yeah.
Well, I don't know particularly about what's going on in Google Ventures, but I'm sure you've seen like they're sending balloons up with Wi-Fi to have internet to remote areas and really cool projects like that. They have art projects, etc. Of course, they invest in the typical things as well.
And so, what do you hope to get out of this summit? Because this is the first time that you're combining the two, right?
Yes. So usually, in the spring, Demo Day was separate, and usually the VC Summit is kind of a standalone event. But again, we're using this as a community building initiative to help push this Startup Paradise message about how we're trying to brand Hawaii moving forward as a great place to build a high-tech startup. So.
And the best part about it is that it's next week, right? So everyone who's had turkey the past 24 hours, and I hear that there's a good stock to invest in. Who are the guys who make Tums? Today's definitely a Tums Pepto-Bismol day.
Yes.
So we've recovered from all the turkey, and we can go to the VC Summit.
Yep.
And so I think it's next week, Thursday. What
Wednesday.
time?
Next week, Wednesday. It's all day.
November
it starts
4th?
Correct. December 4th.
December 4th.
Next week, Wednesday, December 4th, Sheraton Waikiki. It starts at 8 o'clock with a breakfast, and it goes all the way until 6:30 through the reception.
Are you guys going to have turkey for lunch?
We will not have turkey. We will have chicken.
Chicken's okay.
Close.
And so I went to the website, and there's different packages for different things. So tell me, I told you before the show, I'm just a guy, I'm a startup person. I'm interested in this venture capital thing. I've heard it's a place to go to for money. Why would I be interested in coming by there when I have all these other things going on?
Yeah, well, if you're interested in entrepreneurship, you should definitely attend.
So if you're a small business entrepreneur, but what about if you're established business?
Established businesses as well. I mean, it's great for multiple reasons, right? You learn, again, about the crowdfunding, you learn about what's happening in the state, you help support. It's probably one of the biggest reasons to attend, beyond your own personal interests, is to help support the community, right? This is a community building event. So anybody that's interested in entrepreneurs, startups, investments, and helping continue to grow that industry here in the state should attend.
Well, I'm interested in crowdfunding. You said that was the thing that you were really interested in seeing. Now, crowdfunding to me, I think Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. So I get some widget or idea, and I can get people to pay for it, right? Is that it? Is there more than that?
Absolutely. I mean, that's rewards-based crowdfunding, right? So now with new rules that are being implemented by the SEC, you can also do equity-based crowdfunding. Of course, there's a ton of regulations around it, so you really have to be up to date on all the different vehicles for equity-based crowdfunding, and yet that's another reason why you should attend, because this expert that we're flying in is going to be able to talk exactly about all those different types of vehicles.
Now, you guys are also Sultan Ventures. Is a what kind of business is that?
So Sultan Ventures is a firm that consults with venture funds and with startups, and so we do diligence on the venture fund side, deal structuring, etc. And then for the startups, we help catalyze business ideas and business growth. So we'll do everything from financial modeling to even taking an operational role in management if and where that startup has those particular needs.
And you guys are sponsors at this event.
We're co-organizing the event, we're sponsoring the event, and we're heavily involved.
Heavily involved in the event, and really the reason that you're involved in this event is because you want to help small entrepreneurs get off the ground, or are you hoping to snatch up the next big idea and maybe take over the management of it? Is that the idea?
No, we do this strictly out of support, right? So support for the state, support for the initiatives that are going on in the state, and because we love entrepreneurship. So,
what else do you guys plan on supporting after this event?
Prior to this event, we supported the UH Startup Weekend, the UH Breakthrough Innovation Challenge. We actually supported the Mountain View Demo Day that happened for Blue Startups and the Energy Accelerator in the spring of this year. We'll probably support the upcoming Startup Weekend, so very active supporters of all things entrepreneurship and startup in the community. And then, of course, we run the venture fund we help run the venture fund that's associated with UH, right? So there's the Upside Fund, where we commercialize technologies out of the university. So heavily involved in the startup community here.
Well, so tell me, before we go off the air, who's your favorite startup you're looking forward to seeing pitch at the upcoming
I'm looking forward to all of them pitching, the ones that I have seen and the ones that I haven't seen.
So no favorites?
No favorites.
Come on, you can say one favorite. How about the dog tracking one? That one's pretty cool.
That is a very cool one. Mm-hmm. They're all very cool, so I like them all a lot.
Okay. Well, maybe you can come back afterwards and tell us about what you found and
Definitely.
who was your favorite.
Yes. And I'll list top 3 afterwards.
and of course, I'm sure you're going to keep on doing other community outreach projects where you're going to be helping others.
Absolutely.
So great. So if they have more interest, if any of our viewers have interest about the startup, was this the VC Summit?
VC Summit Startup Paradise Demo Day.
Startup Paradise Demo Day next Wednesday.
Yep.
At the Sheraton.
At the Sheraton.
They can just Google it, right? And you will find the Eventbrite.
Yep.
They can go on and
or they can go directly to the link. So it's the 2013 Hawaii VC Summit.eventbrite.com for tickets.
Hawaii VC Summit, and we'll put that into our feed down there at the link. So perfect.
Great.
Well, Omar, thank you for joining us on the show.
Thanks again for having me.
And those of you who are watching, stay tuned. We'll be right back with our Holiday Tech program. Very exciting. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're back. Thanks for watching. I'm Attila Seress, your host for ThinkTech Friday. And continuing our show, we're going to go into the holiday tech portion of our show. Holiday tech is great. And of course, joining me today is Ikaika Honda from SOS Tech Solutions. Wow, what a great company you work for.
I know, it's amazing. Absolutely fantastic.
You know what? You know what's funny about SOS Tech Solutions?
What?
I'm the boss at SOS Tech Solutions. Who knew? Isn't that funny? So the two of us actually work together, and I wanted to bring him in because he wonders, what am I doing every Friday that's fun and exciting, and what are all these people talking about when it comes to ThinkTech Friday? And we've been talking about holiday tech at our company for a long time because we're excited. We like to shop. We like to find out the best deals, and we want to share them with you. So we wanted to have a holiday tech show and talk about the latest tech and just share it with our audience. And I think this is going to be a real fun portion of the show, and we don't have that much time. So let's jump into Black Friday facts. Now, Black Friday, as everyone knows, was an accounting term, right? It's boring. Bleh, black
right.
Means you're making money, right?
Yeah, actually, Black Friday originated in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
It was actually a police thing. They called it Black Friday because there's so much pedestrian and vehicle traffic on the road the day after Thanksgiving. And as it became more and more popular outside of Philadelphia, it became more popular with the stores as an accounting term, meaning the day when they would go into the black or turn a profit.
Making money. So,
exactly.
And that's better than, cars on the street. And,
right.
Now we have white cars and red cars and green cars, all these other colored cars, purple cars, yeah. And so now it's an accounting term, but before there were cars on the road. Okay, got it. And today is Black Friday.
Yes.
And so if you're watching this tomorrow, some of the Black Friday deals are still going on. So we'll talk about that. But now let's talk about some deals. Now, I went through as the best places to shop for Black Friday.
Right.
And number one was Amazon.
Oh, Amazon is high on the list. Mm-hmm. It does have a lot of great deals. Prior to Black Friday, Amazon was number one. They were going around finding all the best deals from any retailer the retailers are planning or the retailers already announced. And they basically said, we're going to give you those same deals on our website before Black Friday. Mm-hmm. However, Amazon doesn't have doorbusters. So, day of Black Friday, your best bet for big ticket tech items was Best Buy. They've been kind of the standard every year for big ticket tech items.
Yeah, I got to be honest though. I remember years and years ago, I used to be able to go to Black Friday and I'd show up. There's nobody there typically, and they'd have like a $25 TV or something like that. None of that anymore.
No, none of that.
I don't even see like the big deals like I used to. They take $50 off this or 10% off that, but it's not really great. So you think that Best Buy was good? And I know they were open last night.
Yeah,
they opened
at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, and people have been camping out there since Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're crazy.
Well, it takes crazy people to run the world, right?
Right.
Anyone watching who's been camped out there since Monday, I hope it was worth it. And so let's move on to let's see here. Good places to stop. Now Cyber Monday. Now Cyber Monday is coming up on Monday. Now today is the busiest shopping day of the year, but Monday is the busiest online shopping day of the year. Tell me why.
Right. So on Monday, the e-tailers, eBay, Amazon, even Barnes & Noble, they all have online-only specials. Specials you can get on their products or anything they offer on their websites at ridiculous prices. Very similar to Black Friday, but you've got to order it online. It's not going to be in-store deals. There's no sitting in line at the mall, no hour-long wait on the freeway to get off the off-ramp. You just go online, click to it, and you can buy whatever you want on their website for great prices. A lot of game sales go on that day. Notably, Steam has a huge Cyber Monday sale where almost half their inventory is half off.
Steam. What is Steam?
Steam is a cloud gaming platform that basically distributes games over the cloud.
Really? So you buy online? It's kind of like Netflix for video games?
Yes, except for you own the game after you buy it.
Oh, okay, all right. So video game iTunes.
Yes.
There you go.
Right.
Video game, and it's called Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason for Steam?
It's just the name they chose. They've put out games such as Left 4 Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Plants vs. Zombies is actually where it got really popular there.
All right. And so we'll get into the video game stuff because I'm excited about the video games. As far as I can tell, I can just I can play like Jules and Tetris on my iPad, and that's about as far as I can get. But I know you're a big gamer, so I want to hear about that. But before we jump into all that video game stuff, let's talk about really what's the most important part of our show, which is how do we get all this great technology that we're going to go out and buy on Black Friday, and we can watch ThinkTech on it. So let's see. Now I have a tablet, and I have a smartphone, so I have that in my pocket. Anyways, so now we can watch ThinkTech, and as well as all the other online type of shows on these great devices. So tell me how. How can someone watch ThinkTech Friday? How can they watch this show on their phone?
Well, if you want to watch the show right now, you can stream in, click in by going to thinktechhawaii.com and clicking the, what is the link title now?
ThinkTech Friday, yes, the ThinkTech Friday show.
Clicking the ThinkTech Friday link, and there'll be a stream there. However, if you download the Ustream link, Ustream app, that's the one. You can actually search for ThinkTech Hawaii on Ustream, and you'll find our channel with our current stream as well as past streams.
And I think actually I tried this on my iPad, which is really fun. And I don't even need an app for the Ustream.
Right. You can browse directly to their website. They have a mobile website, which is very mobile friendly. It works great on my phone, and I've got a 4-inch phone. So I imagine it works just as good on a 8-inch tablet. It's m.ustream.com.
m.ustream.com.
And from there, you can search for ThinkTech Hawaii, and our stream will come up.
Our stream will come up, and it's funny because we're actually streaming live. So I'm gonna show how we're. Look, it's like a magic mirror. You can see us. You can see us. Live right now.
Yeah.
And this is playing live right now. So that shows you. That prove to you that this is a live show. So perfect. So I'm bringing up my thing. There's a little bit of a delay, but it's not too bad. So that's great if you have a Ustream, so you can do that in your car, right? And of course, if you have a Bluetooth car deck, you can pair your iPad or your smartphone with that Bluetooth car deck, right?
Right, and it would play over the Bluetooth through your car speakers. For those of you that don't have a Bluetooth-enabled radio, you could use a male-to-male auxiliary audio connection. And just plug it straight in.
I have one of those around here somewhere. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, like little...
Just got 2 3.5 millimeter prongs on the end, just plug one into each side.
2 male, got it.
Yep.
All right, so male to male, and I know in my car I have like a little jack where I can shove it in, and then there you go.
It works. It just works.
Now,
Just look at your phone.
I know also like a lot of the Bluetooth headsets, it's not just for talking, right? You can also listen to music on them, which I believe is the legal way you're supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to have a little headset.
To my knowledge, you're not supposed to have wires attaching to your ears while you're driving. It's distracting and it gets in your way. There are, majority of the Bluetooth headsets nowadays will support media. However, there are some on the cheaper end from Motorola that don't support media, and those are only for calling.
Yeah, so if you spend more than $30 on a Bluetooth headset, you're fine. So you can listen to ThinkTech. So you just fire up your phone, go to the Ustream channel, or go to thinktechhawaii.com, click the link, and you'll start watching us live.
Right.
Now that's great for listening, but we also have. I believe we still use Spreaker. So Spreaker has an app that you can download. Now Spreaker, it's not a very famous app, but it is another way that you can listen to it. So that's Spreaker. So it's kind of like it's got an R in there for the word speaker. It's got an R in there, so you can download that. You can listen to us live as well as the previous podcasts. And I think we also had, we're also going to put some links on our website, which is soshawaii.com, so you can always see the shows as they're going on there live. So if you want to go to thinktechhawaii.com, soshawaii.com, you can see all that stuff going on. And of course, Ustream, just look up ThinkTech Hawaii. Now afterwards, we're also on YouTube. Now, I'm not sure we do it exactly live just yet, but at least you can go to our YouTube channel, and that YouTube channel is ThinkTech Hawaii, and you can see all of the past episodes as well as what's playing now on that channel as well. So be sure that if you're stuck in traffic and you're tired of listening to any other talk radio type of programs, then you know where to go. Just go to thinktechhawaii.com, click the link, and you can start listening to us right away. That's exciting.
But remember, don't do it while you're driving. Pull over to the side of the road. We don't need anybody getting a ticket this holiday season.
No, or any other season. We don't want them. We don't want them doing.
Tickets are bad in general.
Tickets are bad, but at least you can do that now. Now we have the pairing. We have the male-to-male headphones. We have the links. We have the Ustream channel. We have the YouTube channel. We have lots of different ways of getting the ThinkTech word out there. And of course, if you're interested in what's going to be coming up on the show, because you don't want to just tune in blind and wonder what's going on. Say you really want to watch that Friday tech show that goes on ThinkTech. You may not know this, but we broadcast over 20 shows a week on the station. So we have everything from tons of shows. We even have storyteller shows, if you can believe that. So
really?
Yeah, so we have Hawaii storytellers come in and they talk about kid stories and adult stories and all kinds of things going on in the Hawaii community. So it's very interesting. Now, those shows, we have a show schedule that goes out every week. Actually, no, it's every day that we broadcast, and it shows everything that's going on or playing that day. So this information that you see here, playing was on a newsletter that went out. So you can go to thinktechhawaii.com, sign up for the newsletter, get information about what's going to be coming up that day, as well as the next few days if you have any fun shows planned. You can also tune in on OC16, and I believe some of those videos are also on the ThinkTech video stream that's on the YouTube channel. So lots of interesting places to get ThinkTech. Take it on your mobile device. There's no point in sitting in front of a computer anymore to go get ThinkTech. Fire up your iPad, fire up your iPhone or your Android phone, and you can get it all there. So cool. I like it. So now let's talk about phones, because of course that's a great segue into phones and what great phones can do this. Now we have 3 big phones coming up for the holiday season, right?
Right. Right now, Apple just announced their iPhone 5C and 5S line, as well as Google launching their Nexus 5 last week.
Now C stands for cool, right?
Stands for color.
Oh, I didn't get that one. Color.
Right.
Color. So what colors do we get?
So there's actually a multitude of color choices.
Now, I believe we also have, do we have any video of this or no? No, we'll get some later.
Yeah, we don't.
We'll get some later. We'll have some cool videos to show you about these products too. So the iPhone 5C and the 5S.
Right, so the 5C is actually available in white, pink, yellow, green, blue. So it's all these great colors.
Pink is the only one that I heard.
Really?
Yes, pink is the only one. I want a pink one.
All right, you can get a pink phone.
No. That's the C. Now there's the 5S, and that's in gold, right?
Gold, gray, and silver.
Solid gold. I want a solid gold phone.
Right.
That's great.
So the big difference in that the finish
like
is that 5C is actually a plastic phone, whereas a 5S is a traditional metal phone.
It's a big price difference.
Actually, yeah, there is. The 5C is going to run you anywhere from $99 to $200, whereas a 5S is going to run you anywhere from about $200 to $400.
$400, and that's with a contract. So without if I drop my phone in the toilet the next day, I'm paying $1,000 for a new phone. Do you think?
Hopefully you have Apple Care and they'll replace it for you.
Oh my gosh, these phones are getting so expensive. It's kind of funny that I see a lot of the ads now. They talk about financing your phone. Mm-hmm. Financing your phone.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? If you could finance maybe a car, finance a house. You
Phones
need a phone. You need to finance a phone.
There are phones reaching the $800 range nowadays.
Yeah, I saw them at Walmart. They have like iPhones, unlocked iPhones or whatever, $900.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's
So
nowadays people are paying for it.
And then you finance it, what, 12%, 15%? You're over $1,000 for a phone.
Mm-hmm.
It better be worth it, is all I'm saying. But you're going to make someone very happy this Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate if you get them a nice fancy iPhone, right? So
Pretty much.
there you go.
iPhones are kind of the gold standard of phones.
Now, for everyone else, which is of course 70% of everyone else who does not have an iPhone, there's the Android line, right? And there's Nexus in particular. You have a Nexus.
Yes,
right?
I actually have last year's version of the Nexus. It's the Nexus 4.
You're just not that cool, are you? You got to get this year's version.
I'm looking at it. It's actually about half the price. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you feel gypped. You must feel really gypped.
I do, and they just pushed out a really big update, Android 4.4, for the Nexus 5 in particular. They gave it to Nexus 4, but they said, hey, you're not going to get the cool, fancy UI features or the nice hands-free features.
What's the Nexus 4? Is that the size of the screen?
Yes, it's a 4-inch screen.
4-inch screen or 5-inch screen?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the Nexus 5 is a 5-inch screen, however, in the same form factor as the 4. So it's the same, they just utilize the space better to give you 5 inches.
Okay, so which one do you like better?
I've got my Nexus 4, and I don't really want to spend the money for a Nexus 5, so I'm going to stick with the 4.
4 is good, but it's a fast phone, you know, and that's the one thing. Everyone's all nuts about these Samsung phones. I think they're great, but you know, one thing I noticed, and you know, I have a Galaxy Tab, and you know, we'll talk about the tablets a little bit later. But it seems to me like the Samsung devices seem to come with bloatware. You remember like back in the days when you'd buy a computer and it come with like AOL and you know Symantec trial and McAfee trial and this trial and that trial, and the next thing you know,
zeros and your Earthlinks.
Yes, and then you have 50 things on your computer and you spend the whole day just removing it all just so you can get the raw operating system. So
Samsung does that a lot with all their devices, and they're telling you you're going to get a 16 gigabyte phone internal storage. When you get that phone home, you turn it on, you're using it, you're going to find out you only have half of that, because half of it is full of bloatware. You're thinking that might not be a problem. We can remove it. You can't. You are stuck with all the Samsung bloat. If you use the service or not, you still have it.
yeah, the Samsung, like they have their own store where they're selling their own stuff, so they're competing with the Android store. They're even rumored to be building their own operating system. I mean, come on, guys. Let's get ourselves a nice, basic, clean phone. And you know, that's one thing about my Apple. You know, even though I have this little iPad, it didn't even come with a calculator. I had to download an app for that. I mean, come on. They are stripped.
Right. It's actually very similar to a Nexus. The Nexus phones are from Google. Google worked with LG to create the Nexus line. And the phones are bare bones. Here's your processor, here's your memory, here's a screen, here's a phone. Fresh, clean Android operating system. It gives you the basics of what you need, nothing you don't. If you need something else, add it.
Keep it easy.
Keep it simple, keep it clean. Runs fast as anything I've used on a phone.
Great. All right, so we're gonna talk about the last one on our list, which is our Motorola X. Now, Motorola X, I've seen a lot of commercials for that. A lot of colors too.
Right. So the Motorola's push. Well, if I remember right, Google acquired Motorola.
The mobile line, yeah.
Yep. Motorola mobile line a while ago, and there's not quite into making it their flagship, but they're providing us another option. Because the Nexus only comes in black or white, they wanted a phone try and keep up with the iPhone 5C and providing colors and customization. The Motorola X gives you just so many options. You can choose your case color, your case material. You can even choose the external case that you add on top of your phone. You can customize the color and pattern on your earphones. If you want zebra printed earphones with black and pink stripes, you can have it.
So they're like the Scion of cell phones. So Scion of cell phones. So our favorite of these three, we have the iPhone, we have the Nexus, and we have the Motorola X. Which one's your favorite?
I'm really liking Nexus. I will move to a 5 eventually, but I just got my 4, so I'm gonna stick with that one for now.
Okay, I may go with the solid gold iPhone 5S. So if anyone from Apple's watching, feel free to send over any demo units you may like. Our information is at thinktechhawaii.com. But we do have to go to a break. With us today in the studio is Ikaika Honda. I'm your host, Attila Seress, for ThinkTech Friday. Stand by. We'll be right back after this break.
We want to thank our underwriters.
Hawaiian Electric Company and its affiliates Maui Electric on Maui and Hawaii Electric Light Company on Hawaii Island are deeply committed to the communities they serve.
Galen Ho is a senior executive of BAE Systems, a global defense, security, and aerospace company.
The High Tech Development Corporation, the state's leading technology agency, attached to the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism.
Castle and Cook Hawaii, with a time-honored legacy that spans more than 160 years and revolves around its mission of investing in Hawaii, creating communities, and providing for the needs of our state.
Hawaii Gas, formerly the Gas Company, a proponent of the Liquefied Natural Gas Initiative, helping Hawaii achieve its transition to clean energy and a better energy future.
Collateral Analytics, a Hawaii-based tech company empowering the real estate industry with greater and faster access to the tools and data they need to make better informed property investment decisions.
I'm Nicole Horry. Thanks so much for joining us on ThinkTech.
I'm Maria Kashem. See you next time.
We're back, we're live, and you're watching ThinkTech Friday. I'm your host, Attila Seress. Joining us today in the studio is Ikaika Honda from SOS Tech Solutions. Wow, thank you for bringing yourself down to our illustrious studio. Thank you very much, we appreciate it.
Glad I could be here.
I know. The joke is that we work together, so This is like our typical dialogue during the day. No, the Nexus is better. No, the iPhone is better. But you know, we actually have a small video to show about the Nexus phone. So Ian, if you could fire that up, you can show our viewers what it looks like. So the Nexus was Ikaika's favorite pick, and it has some, you know, it's the bare bones, stripped down version of the. Sure.
Okay, Google, show me my wedding photos.
I had a dream, I was a dove, up in the sky, way up above. I looked around for you at once, but you were gone. And now I see you're the one for now. I see you're the one for me. The one for me.
Wasn't that exciting? I want to get myself a Samsung. No, not a Samsung. An Android phone. I want to get myself a Nexus. So so that's very cool stuff. And you have that similar phone. So you have last year's phone, but not this year's phone.
Right.
But now I still want the solid gold iPhone. It's pimp. It's pimp.
Yeah.
It's pimp. It's very cool.
Nothing
Solid
says
gold.
badass like a solid gold iPhone.
Solid gold iPhone. Yes. Show up somewhere. Here's my black American Express card and
solid gold iPhone.
Solid gold. Awesome. Gold is back now, I think, too.
Kind of is.
For a while, it was like platinum. You know, everything was platinum.
Right.
And then now it's gold. Okay, whatever. Anyways, so tablets. Tablets are my favorite new thing because, in my opinion, laptop sales are suffering because tablets are so prevalent now. And they can do 95% of what you can do on a laptop. So the new model now is, you know, you used to have this laptop that you would take with you, you know, sales presentations or whatever, and then you'd have this desktop that you were chained to at your home or office where you would do your real work, right? That's where you do your real typing. And now that's kind of shifted. So there's maybe a laptop necessary for certain tasks, but overall, I mean, I can do pretty much anything off of my iPad here. And it's you know, has a battery life that lasts a week practically. I know it's supposed to be 10 hours of standby time, but you know, this is a week's worth of use. And at the same time, I can do everything. I can even print stuff off of here.
Right.
I can even watch ThinkTech as illustrated by my little you know, tablet going here. So I can do my ThinkTech stuff. I can type on it. I even had someone come to me and they wanted to do book publishing. There's something called iPublish. You can write an entire book on your iPad and it syncs to the cloud and it's very cool. So, and you know, you have all your stuff for your games, for your kids, for everything. So, you know, I think tablets are hot. I don't think that you should attach a keyboard to them. I know that's a big question I also get. So what are your top picks? What are the new hot tablets out for the holidays?
Right now, the big tablets are, of course, the iPad Mini 2 and the iPad Air, which Google just announced at their last keynote. The Air.
Well, let's talk about the Nexus first, and I believe Ian has got a video for us for the Nexus, and we can talk about that while it's playing. This is going to be the Nexus 7, right? Yeah. Yeah, the Nexus 7. Now the Nexus 7. Now this little video they're showing, it shows us, you know, you can take it camping with you. Your kids can play with it. But what's so great about the Nexus 7? Tell me a little bit about it.
The Nexus 7 is a 7-inch tablet. It's meant for, well, Google's marketing it towards the user on the go. Take it with you when you go camping. Take it with you when you go to the beach. Take it with you anywhere you want to go. It's your go everywhere, do everything
Tablet, right?
tablet. It's to replace your computer. It replaces part of your phone. It kind of lets you get back to a phone's for calling people. Use your tablet for anything else. It's got a 8-megapixel camera on it.
Wow.
It's full 1080p screen.
8-megapixel camera makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, and it's got a front-side camera, so it's great for Skype calling or video chats.
Now, what's the price point on this one?
They're actually really cheap, and because it's Black Friday, they're on sale.
Oh, okay. So how
normal-
much? Where do we go?
Normal price is $240, but because it's Black Friday, you can get it at $199 at Best Buy or Office Depot.
So $200 for a 7-inch tablet. That's pretty good.
Only downside to it that I can find is the batteries are non-replaceable, and there's no external SD cards. So you're stuck with your 16 or your 32s.
Yeah, but that's about what Apple does too. You can't
Right.
you can't change the battery on this thing, and so 2 years from now when it runs out, it goes in the garbage, and then
You pick up a new one.
you pick up a new one. Yeah, that's kind of what they want you to do. So the iPad, the Nexus is really cool. Now there's also we also have a Kindle Paperweight that I saw out there. Tell me about that one.
All right, so Kindle has kind of always been the name in the e-reader. I know Sony had some out there, but Kindle's always been around. They've been really popular because of the Amazon bookstore. It's just ebooks that are ridiculously cheaply priced. You can get a full 400-page paperback for 99 cents on Amazon. The Paperwhite is their latest addition to that family. They've got about 6 different ones. Paperwhite's a nice, easy to read, anti-glare screen, and it's got some ridiculous battery life. It's 30 active hours using it, with about 300 hours standby time.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that's great about e-paper. Now, those of you who know anything about e-paper, I'm sure you already know all this, but e-paper is a different technology. It's not an LCD screen like the way you see on a laptop or a tablet. It uses liquid crystal, and because this Kindle Paperweight actually has a backlit display, you can use it at nighttime. So the disadvantage with that, of course, is that or should I say, let's start with the advantages. The advantages are you can use it during broad daylight, has extremely long battery life, and it also doesn't give you that same kind of eye strain that you get when trying to read something on your tablet for 12 hours. It just doesn't work, right? So the Paperweight is great for that with this e-paper format. The only disadvantage is, of course, you don't have color. So color
it's all
is
black and white.
Color is the kind of the holy grail of the e-paper tech industry. They've been trying to get color e-paper readers for years. It's just not happening. So there's that, and then of course animation is awful. Right. So it's almost looking like an Atari slow motion bling 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 bling. You know, any sort of whenever you change
it's
a
meant
page.
for books.
It's meant for reading.
Yeah, that's what it's for. On top of that, it's really light. So if you've ever held up a book for 4 hours while you're reading it, and your arm falls asleep, you get tired to shift around, you won't have that as often with a Paperweight.
Yeah, it'll just bonk you in the head.
Yeah,
as you're falling asleep, it just kind of hits
and it
you.
wakes you up, so you can keep reading.
There you go. and of course, that is the push with the next product, which is the iPads, which are my favorites. And the iPads, of course, the iPad 3 and the iPad 4, those were a different configuration. So if you look at my iPad, I've left the screen off. You'll notice that there's kind of a gap down here at the bottom, and there's a gap down here up on the top. Now this is the iPad mini, and look at the edges here. They're really thin. Now the new iPad, which is the iPad Air, took the same exact dimensions and just made it a little bit bigger.
Right.
And it's also a little bit thinner. So you're not going to have this thing smacking you in the face, because if you look at the old iPad, it has a 1-inch border all the way around. It looks ugly. It's kind of like a picture frame.
Right.
And
that was to give you space for your thumbs while you're holding it, because it was so big. And at the time, it was really heavy. I actually got a chance to handle the original first-generation iPad. That thing weighed almost as much as my entire laptop does right now.
Oh, wow. Okay, so before we jump to break, and then we're going to talk about games after this, why don't we say our favorites? So what's your favorite? Which one do you like? Do you like the iPad? You like the Nexus? Kindle? We didn't get a chance to talk about the Samsung tab, but there's a Samsung one also.
Right. Again, I'm a Nexus person. I've actually been looking to replace my Carry, which is my laptop here. It's a really light laptop, but I want something lighter that I can carry around. When I go to a meeting, just flip it out instead of, okay, I need power for my laptop because my laptop's about to die. I was going to get the Nexus 7 because it has so much more options than the Apple does. With the Nexus device, because it's running Android, you've got app freedom pretty much. You can install any application. I can do the basics, check my email, browse the web, watch ThinkTech. On top of that, I can code PHP, code JavaScript, Java even, or
just
compile
don't
C.
go blind in the process on a 7-inch
Right,
screen.
it's a 7-inch screen. That's the downside. You don't want to be staring at that for 12 hours. But sitting at a Starbucks, quickly you need to update. Website broke, fix it real quick.
Yeah, you can do that kind of stuff. Perfect. All right, well, we're going to be right back after this break because we're going to talk about video games in the final segment of our show. Stay tuned. I'm Attila Seress, your host for ThinkTech, and with us today, Ikaika Honda from SOS Tech Solutions. Stand by. We'll be right back after this break.
Aloha, I'm Nicole Hori for ThinkTech. For nearly half a century, the Hawaii Foreign Trade Zone No. 9 has brought the benefits of the Foreign Trade Zone program to Hawaii businesses and entrepreneurs. DBET, the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism, operates Hawaii's Foreign Trade Zone program to encourage international business and economic development. The Foreign Trade Zone's mission is to increase the amount of international trading activity in Hawaii, thereby providing employment opportunities for the residents of our island state. For more information, see ftz9.org. I'm Nicole Hori. Mahalo.
We're back, we're live, and you're watching ThinkTech Friday. I'm your host, Attila Seress. With us here today is Ikaika Honda from SOS Tech Solutions. We're talking about holiday tech and all the fun new toys and gadgets that are coming out for the holiday season and which one you should buy today, Black Friday. Do it now, run, go to Best Buy. Go to Office Depot. You can do it. And of course, we actually have people in our live studio audience today. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Appreciate it. And if you are interested in coming down and seeing one of our shows live, feel free to reach out to Jay Fidel. He's our producer at ThinkTech. His email address is jay, that's Jay, at fidel.com. That's FIDELL.com. All right, so final segment of our show, let's talk about video games. Now, video games are your strong point.
Right.
I don't know how to play anything.
So, right now, big time for video games. The Wii U came out back in the summer. That had some fanfare, nothing huge.
Wii U. Is that Nintendo or is that Sega? What is that?
That's a Nintendo product to update their Wii. The Wii kind of fizzled out for Nintendo. Nintendo's been on decline. Since the GameCube, everything since then has been kind of downhill for them. They went with a whole, let's get the kids active and moving around to play their video games, and kids didn't like that. They liked sitting down, we're going to play Mario, we're going to jump on some mushrooms and kill turtles.
All right, so what's good? So we have PS4 and we have the Xbox One coming out, right?
Right.
Do you have a video for one of these?
Yeah, we do. We actually have a video for the PS4 right now.
Oh, PS4. So tell me, which one's better? PS4, right?
Well, actually, it's kind of a really tough toss-up. They're very similar. Launch titles, you want an Xbox One. Specs-wise, you want a PS4.
Oh yeah, look at this video here. It's gorgeous. Yeah, we have explosions and cars being chased through I don't know where. Anyways, cool stuff, right? So PS4, you said it has better hardware specs.
Right.
What does that mean?
So the big thing when you're looking at a console right now in this latest round of next-gen battle, the big things being tossed around were the amount of cores in the processor, the amount of RAM, and your GPUs. The RAM processors kind of, people accepted it, they didn't really care once the GPUs got announced. The Xbox One has about 3/4 the shaders that the Sony PS4 has. The PS4 has over 1,600 shaders. Shaders are the things that create those shadows and the dark, the blackness. It's what gives you that true darkness or that really nice shadow when the sun's casting over the building or when you're running.
Makes things look realistic.
It makes it look realistic and it gives it a nice deep feel to it. The Xbox One has 3/4 of what the PlayStation does, so.
But does it have all that great Skype integration and Netflix?
It
and all that
does,
stuff?
because Microsoft actually owns Skype, and they basically went with.
No, I mean the PS4. Does it have all that?
No, it doesn't actually.
Ah,
The PS4.
lose.
Yeah, it did. It really lacked out this time around. The PlayStation 3 was this before, last generation, PS3, was this big media center thing. It was the media center monster. It could do everything. It had your Netflix, it had Hulu, it had all this integration, it had Blu-ray, it had the best sound quality.
Right. It had the Blu-ray player. That's why most people got it.
It was the thing to have for your media center. This time around with the PS4, Sony says we're going to hold off on that. We're going to focus on our gameplay like we haven't done in the past. And that was great and all. People are really excited about that. But Microsoft pulled almost the exact opposite. They said, okay, yeah, we have good gameplay. We'll just keep what we have, maybe add a little bit of extras to it. We're going to add media function. And Microsoft went all out trying to get media function into the Xbox One. They've got Skype, Netflix, Hulu, everything. It's all apps. They've got their own Microsoft App Store now that they're launching Windows 8 as well as the Surface. So Microsoft really just blew it out, with their integration.
So, in summary, the PlayStation 4 seems like it has better hardware specs. So it's like a big fat hot rod.
Exactly.
But the Xbox One is like a big fat hot rod, but it also has air conditioning.
Exactly.
And that air conditioning is the Skype, it's the App Store integration. Yeah, and I know you can play obviously your movies and stuff like that through there. But what else is on the Xbox One that's different? There's something about a membership or online fees, right?
So
you buy these things, and then you get hammered on your credit card every month to do stuff, right? To actually play some games.
So with the PS4, there's a Sony Online Network. It used to be free in the past. They've just applied a membership pricing to it. It's not too bad. It's not unreasonable.
What's unreasonable? $10 a month? 20? What is it?
You're buying the console at $400. I don't feel that you should be paying $60 a month just to use it. So the pricing on it's actually pretty good. Both prices are good, but Microsoft kind of shoots himself in the foot with this. If you want to use Netflix, Skype, and all of these great integration features, you're guaranteed to have to pay $10 every month on top of your normal internet bill. Whereas with the PlayStation, the only reason you have to pay for membership is if you want to play online games. If you wanted to use their other third-party features, such as their music streaming, stuff like that, that's all free.
Oh, okay, all right. So the price structure is a little bit different.
Right.
And it seems to me, I mean, you want to play online. That's the whole point behind all this stuff, right?
Right.
So if you're an online game player, you're a hardcore gamer, you're going to say PlayStation 3. But if you're more of someone who likes to do more than just game, like maybe Skype with people or I don't know what else, watch Netflix.
Netflix.
You know, if you have a more rounded lifestyle, then Xbox One seems like it's a better guess.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, actually, I think we have a video for the Xbox One.
Xbox One, all right. Ian, can we play that Xbox One trailer? So yeah, because there's also some issue though with this stuff, and we only have a few minutes, so let's kind of just go through real quick. So the PlayStation 4s, they shipped a bunch of them. 10% were bad, right?
Right. They were dead on arrival. People were buying these things totally stoked about it. They pre-ordered. That means they shelled out the money, full price, before the product was even released. They got their products, they took them home, they plugged them in, nothing happened. Some people were lucky enough, it was, okay, it's a loose cable or a pin was bent and they could fix it at home. There are other people that have to send the product back to Sony to get it replaced. And doing that, they've got at least a month wait for that working product.
Well, the Xbox One then, I mean, how about that one? There was a software update available, and I see the Xbox One looks really beautiful. It's a great looking product.
Form factor wise, it's great. I actually had a chance to look at them. The PS4 is much slimmer, sleeker. It looks smaller than it should be. You wouldn't expect it to be this small. You look at the Xbox One, it reminds me of an old VCR.
Oh, that's good. So if I'm paying a bunch of money, at least that way I feel that I'm getting something for it, not just a little...
It's big, bulky, it looks like a VCR. If you're into that sort of thing, it's kind of retro. I like it.
I have a VCR. I bet you didn't know I still have a VCR.
Did you?
Yes, it's not plugged into anything, and it's completely full of crap that my kids have just shoved into the little VCR slot. So if I ever do have to use the VCR again, I'm going to be pulling out like little... I don't know, Furby parts or whatever, and McDonald's toys out of the bay. So, let's just talk real quick about what some of your favorite top games are. Of course, Best Buy is a good place to go for these gaming systems, but you're saying that Amazon is also great.
Amazon's good.
Amazon's
right now, GameStop is
okay.
out of nowhere. They didn't advertise it at all. They've got some ridiculous prices on gaming. Call of Duty Ghosts came out last week or a week before that. Battlefield 4 came out a week before then.
Forza.
Even Forza. I'm not really a Forza guy. I'm not into racing games. I hear you're quite into that sort of thing, right?
I like something I can sit down and play for 3 minutes because I get bored after that. So having a fun little racing game that's good for my demographic is perfect. We have the Call of Duty Ghosts, which is the next series. Was that the fourth one, fifth one, something like that?
It's actually beyond that. I mean, Call of Duty 4 came out 7-8 years ago. But Call of Duty Ghosts is kind of the new platform, new everything for Call of Duty. They're aiming to take over the first-person shooter market again in this generation. The Xbox 360 generation, they totally dominated it. There's been nothing that could top them. They just rocked it out. They became the #1 competitive game out there.
All right, so what is your pick as the top game to get for this Thanksgiving season that if I have a PlayStation or an Xbox One, what's the best one?
Assassin's Creed 4.
Assassin's Creed 4. That's the one with the pirates and stuff, right?
Right. I actually think we have a video for it.
Well, we're out of time. So
that's unfortunate.
So if you are interested in Assassin's Creed 4, go ahead and Google it. It's got pirates and ships and
guns and cannons.
Guns and cannons and swords.
We'll put the video up on our YouTube page.
There we go.
youtube.com/SOS Techs.
SOS Tech, TECHS. Got it.
Yep, and you can take a look at it.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining us on the show, Ikaika. We appreciate it. Maybe we'll come by again for another update, tech update. As we get closer to the big day. And for those of you who missed any part of the show, go ahead and go to thinktechhawaii.com. We have a complete archive of all of our past shows on that page. Well, guys, it's been a wonderful day. Thanks, you guys. Hope everyone has recovered from their turkey comas. And join us next week, next Friday, for more ThinkTech. I'm your host, Attila Seress. With us today was Ikaika Honda. See you next time.